All right, we're giving you a last look at Burlington International Airport, a really great exhibit that you can check out firsthand with your family over the weekend. Amanda's standing by to tell us all about it.
Yes, and she's giving us the inside scoop on a few World War II planes. How cool is that? Hey, Amanda.
Hey guys, good morning. Happy Friday to you. Yeah, we've been looking at all these really awesome planes on Local 22 News this morning. On the Local 44 Morning Brew, we've had a tour of World War II planes. We've seen a plane from the Korean War. But now this hour, we're talking about the F-16 behind me. So you know this guy, this face right here should be familiar to you. This is Steve Perkins, the Executive Director of the Vermont Historical Society. We do this place in history on Thursday mornings. It's a Friday morning though, so we're kind of beefing it up a little bit. We're taking you live to the Wings of Freedom tour. Joining us now this hour is the guy who actually gets to fly in these F-16s. This is Lieutenant Doobie. Good morning.
Hey, how are you today?
I'm great. Thanks for coming. First question right off the bat, what is it like?
Oh, it's awesome. It's I remember the first time I ever flew an F-16, the first time you ever pushed it up into afterburner. I mean, it's crazy. Just it feels like a roller coaster taking off, and it's honestly a dream come true for me. Growing up in Essex, always wanted to be an F-16 pilot, so I feel really lucky to be able to be part of the Green Mountain Boys and fly the F-16. You know, obviously going really fast, going really high, and just being able to always be part of a team and just fly the F-16 is really cool. So,
what was your path like to get to that point where you now are in charge of one of these things up in the sky?
Yeah, absolutely. So, growing up in Essex, I always seen the F-16s fly over. I was really excited to be able to, join the Guard while I was in college. So initially I enlisted in the Air National Guard. I worked on the avionics systems of the F-16. I did that for about 3.5 years and then actually go to apply to be a pilot. So there's a big process for that, submitting a packet and then getting interviews and then eventually getting picked up and then going to pilot training for 3 years. Started out in Texas, then to Arizona, and then finally coming back here as a qualified F-16 pilot. So it's a long process, but it's well worth it.
Wow, so when we see and hear you guys zipping around overhead, you really know what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Steve, you had some questions.
Well, I did. So we've got a couple of aircraft behind us. We have an F-16. I think everybody knows what that looks like. And then there's a helicopter back there. Can you tell us the difference between who flies those aircraft, where they're located, and what they're used for?
Absolutely. So as you can see behind us, that's a Black Hawk helicopter in the background. They also have the Lakota helicopter here for the Army National Guard. So helicopters are all Army here in Vermont, and then the Air Guard is obviously flying the F-16. They're used for mostly so medical evac, stuff like that. So right now, as you may know, the Black Hawk unit is actually deployed. I believe it's Charlie Company. So they're deployed to the Middle East doing rescue operations, keeping people safe on the ground, make sure they can get back and get the help that they need. And then also the Lakota helicopter here in Vermont has a medevac role as well as like a counter-drug type role here in Vermont. But that's all Army.
And what is the F-16 used for?
Yep, so the F-16 back in the United States, obviously as we know from September 11th, it's going to be a an alert role. So if anything like that ever happens again, flying over our country, making sure we keep Vermont and the United States safe. But then also it's a multi-role air-to-air and air-to-ground fighter. So mostly recently, the past 17 years since 2001, when it is deployed to the Middle East, mostly close air support these days. So keeping guys safe on the ground whenever they need help from us up in the air. We're there to back them up and be there to get them home safe and do their mission.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and thank you and Sergeant Bentley for your service to appreciate it. Yet again, this weekend you can come out here and check out all of these aircraft, and you can see them flying overhead, and you can join in too for a donation to the Callings Foundation. All this information will be up on our website, mychamplainvalley.com. Don't go anywhere. Again, your forecast is next. We need that. Guys, back to you.
Yes, do not turn the channel because Amanda's not done with you yet. Thank you so much, Amanda. We've had so much fun.
I love it.